Cometh the hour, cometh the man. An Ethereum ETF is on our doorstep, ladies and gentlemen, and the Ethereum ETF is set to be approved this week. We're going to be showing you some really interesting things relating to an Ethereum ETF, why we believe it's coming, why we've always believed it's coming in regards to ETH BTC, ETH dominance. We're also going to be showing you some interesting things that we looked at briefly yesterday in regards to CoinShares' weekly report that relates to digital assets from an exchange traded point of view. So any kind of exchange traded products. We saw huge Ethereum outflows. This is because people are positioning and getting ready and putting that capital aside to move it into the spot ETFs and out of Grayscale's GETH, which has made its target. We're also going to be going over to GBTC, GETH, and our crypto basket index ETP products, because there's a kind of flow of money into the markets and it goes with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then the altcoin market. And that is perfectly represented in regards to GBTC making our target that we had in 2023, GETH making its target, and now we've got targets setting up for the altcoin market. We're also going to be relating that to things like Sol BTC. We're going to be relating it to things like BTC dominance and showing you that Altseason is coming. And I think an Ethereum ETF is largely going to kick that off, and that makes a lot of sense when we relate it technically. So this is absolutely a video not to miss. I hope you guys are familiar with the saying, cometh the hour, cometh the man. It's essentially when times are tough, the cryptocurrency market being in a bit of a pullback. We know that's also been related with a little bit of dollar strength. The yen, I think it's at 38-year lows. Now, that is the perfect time for the Widowmaker, which is the Japanese yen, to see a little bit of intervening from the BOJ, the Bank of Japan. And that's why the Japanese yen is called the Widowmaker, because it's often a very obvious short, but they like to sort of intervene and throw things out the window. And we are looking for that dollar weakness. We are just waiting for the Fed to pivot on rates. I do think that's coming. I think Jerome Powell's talk yesterday with Christine Lagarde, they were a little bit more hawkish. I think the Fed's playing a tough game because they know what happens when they lower interest rates. The dollar loses strength against other currencies. We've spoken about why that is the case. It's because just like the dollar has gained, or the Dixie has gained, which is the dollar against a basket of currencies when they've been upping interest rates, it will fall when they lower them because the dollar markets are far greater than the other markets. That's why it gained against other currencies when you up the interest rate for the dollar market. There's a bigger demand being put on it, and vice versa when you cut them. So this is going to be predominantly crypto focused, but there's a lot going on elsewhere. The first place for me to start is with Reuters. So SEC could approve an Ethereum ETF tomorrow as per Reuters, and it is the 23rd today, so it's going to be tomorrow, 23rd. What am I talking about? These watches never tell the time, by the way. So it's the 3rd today, not the 23rd. It'll be the 4th tomorrow when an ETF may get approved. We know that Eric Balanchunas over at Bloomberg actually pushed his date back. I think it was to the 6th. But tomorrow could be on the cards. And I think an Ethereum ETF, which is coming, which we knew was coming based on ETH BTC and, of course, ETH DOM, is on the cards. We're going to show you a lot of things technically here, and you're going to be saying, oh, how have you predicted that? Well, we have, and our aim is to teach you guys to do the exact same thing. If you've not already decided to become a Patreon, do so. We're dropping courses extremely soon, guys. We're actually testing them out with some of the Patrons as we speak. Very excited to let them hit the market. But to stay on the topic at hand, we are going to get an Ethereum ETF tomorrow. It's very interesting. A lot of people miss this because if you look at outflows, it's strange that Ethereum, out of everything, saw significant outflows. Now, why is that the case? Well, it's the case because they are ultimately going to be moving their Ethereum from Grayscale's GETH, which made its target. We'll show you that. And this is where the outflows came from. And they're going to be looking to position it into some of the Ethereum ETFs. Now, we knew an Ethereum ETF, we'll come back onto the BTC DOM chart to round everything up and show that Altseason is coming. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Is that a Shakespeare quote? I think so. Technically, we're expecting a big move for ETH in terms of dominance. Where's the majority of that dominance going to come from? It's going to come from Bitcoin, which aligns with ETH BTC. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, guys, you've really got to be asking yourself what you're doing at this point. We're also expecting a big move for Ethereum and Bitcoin. So they both walk and talk quite like a duck. Interestingly, ETH or GETH made its target. which we'll show you now. So we don't want it on the 2 weekly time frame. We want it on the weekly. We had this target from way down here, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny how Grayscale's Bitcoin made both of our targets for it. And by the way, this is all public record. And now we're expecting altcoins, which we'll come on to towards the end of the video, to do a very similar thing. And then we'll relate it all to BTC dominance. Also, we can talk about the Sol BTC chart, which I think is, and we know that there is going to be a Sol ETF. It's probably Solana Bitcoin is probably the best chart out there in regards to the Bitcoin pairs. There's no denying that. Whether you like Sol or not, I don't care. Leave your biases at the door when it comes to trying to make money from the markets. If you're here to make money off of speculating on cryptocurrencies, and we can't advise anybody on that because we're not a financial advisor, and we don't offer advice on this channel, leave your biases at the door because they're only going to hold you back. One of the biggest pills I've had to swallow is it's not about what I think the markets want. It's about what's technically there and signaled and what other people and the masses want. And never underestimate the madness of crowd. And let me tell you, the vast majority of people are, in my opinion, simply mad. Or ignorant. I don't know what the word really is. You know, I think it's easier for people to sort of bury their head in the sand and not have to sort of rely on their own merit. But things look good. So we are going to get an ETH signaled not only technically, but also, you know, we're seeing positioning in regards to crypto products. This was interesting. So Ethereum expected to outperform Bitcoin in July. Now, this is going to come on the back end. So when we look at things technically, and how things are setting up, really what we're doing is we're predicting fundamental events to come. That's why we're technical analysts here on the channel. Because we believe that you guys are not insiders. I'm not an insider. I'm not a good pal with Larry Fink and all the boys, you know. So how can I compete against them when they pretty much know what's going to happen and often will cause things to happen in the fashion that they do? How can I compete with them? Well, I can look at the charts and I can see how they position. Because when you're looking at a chart, all you're looking at is a representation of people's positions, people and the positions that they hold. And remember, markets are always forward-looking. So K33 Research, a provider of data-driven analysis and research, predicts that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in July as it prepares for the launch of the first US-listed spot Ethereum ETF. This ETF is expected to generate significant institutional demand for Ethereum. Meanwhile, Bitcoin faces potential sell pressure from a forthcoming distribution of... We've looked at the Mt. Gox thing. It's amazing how these researchers haven't actually researched just how the Mt. Gox thing's going to be distributed and how's that going to work. I've been covering Mt. Gox. You know, we showed you a video right at the start of our channel when Bitcoin was like 8K or whatever it was. And Mt. Gox was an issue. Bitcoin went all the way to 60 something, and we still think Bitcoin's going to 151K and then some, in my opinion. And I think it could probably get to 100K by the end of the year, ladies and gents. So despite a recent dip in the cryptocurrency market, K33 anticipates the ETH ETF will capture 0.75 to 1% of all ETH in circulation within 5 months, although there may be a short-term sell-off post-spot Ethereum launch of buy the rumor, sell the news, which we're potentially seeing with the products also. K33 believes Ethereum's supply dynamic will give it relative strength. The ETH BTC ratio will decline to 0.046. Has rebounded to 0.05 following the news, the ETF approval. Bitcoin futures premium and the popularity of newly launched leveraged ETH ETFs on CME indicate strong institutional interest. Yeah, I would agree. K33 notes market sentiment, so on and so forth. And this is from Decrypt. This was also reported in regards to this, and we knew all this was coming. You know, if we look at ETH BTC again, we're going to be showing you something interesting in just a second. This is ready for a break, obviously. ETH dominance looking similar. And it's very interesting to us that GBTC made our targets from earlier this year. Got the Fed funds rate on here for some reason. I do apologise, guys. It made our first target, and then it made our second target. So Bitcoin's products made the first targets. Then Ethereum followed and has made its targets now. And now we're looking at altcoins, which have been seeing inflows, most notably Solana, which is the largest stake in all of these Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, so it's tracking the altcoin market. This still has higher targets. People don't believe that these targets that we predict work. They do, literally, probably I would say 9 times out of 10. And you can learn to do the exact same thing. And actually, I think with technical analysis, the proof's always in the pudding. And that's why we've gained such a regular subscriber count that we have. If you look at these daily market updates, they compete with most, from a viewer point of view, they compete, just the daily market updates, compete with most channels out there with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Because we're hopefully giving out real information and helping people. So this is Grayscale's Digital Large Cap Fund. Bitwise walks, talks, quack like a duck. It's a duck, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously got 21 shares, so on and so forth. So it's very interesting that, isn't it? That the flow of money goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins. Bitcoin made its targets, then Ethereum made its targets, and now the altcoin market's time is to shine. And that's all coming on the back end of fundamental news that's about to take place. And again, Sol BTC just makes me bullish on the entire space. And why is that? So not only does it make me bullish on Solana, whether you like it or not is irrelevant, it makes me bullish on the entire space, because if Solana is going to be getting ground against Bitcoin, that has to be in a context where the market is generally doing well. I'm looking at a lot of stocks right now that I think look spectacular. You know, we're still yet to see Amazon get to where we need it to. You know, gold doing quite well today, dollar coming off a little bit. I'm really watching the Japanese yen. Where's our Amazon chart? I mean, Amazon's progressing beautifully to the target that we had for it. Everyone was laughing at us down here. Now they're not. You know, look who's laughing now. And also, you know, we can use Amazon to derive a bullish narrative for the cryptocurrency market. So, I think that's it from me, ladies and gents. We've covered quite a lot in this video. Hang in there. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. When times are tough, there will be a man to come, in this case the Ethereum ETF, that will save the day. And we are still yet to see, and this is the beautiful thing about being in the crypto space at a time when we're still yet to see this industry even be allowed to become one. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. You just need to hang in there. Everything that we look at, if you are going to decide to become a Patreon today, first thing to do is go and watch Monday's meeting. Get straight over to it, watch it, and you will have this beautiful understanding from a macro technical 360 point of view in regards to why we're long the cryptocurrency space right now. And also, you'll unlock how I'm positioning in the cryptocurrency space to make the most out of it and what I think the most bullish sectors are. That's it from me. Very interesting, all the stuff that we're seeing. Certainly, I've not seen anybody else cover the GBTC, GETH, GLC, large cap altcoins, and the kind of lineage of money being represented, or the flow of money being represented through them, and the fact that we've got technical targets on the altcoins, just like we had technical targets on GBTC that got hit, GETH. Now it's time for the altcoins to shine, ladies and gentlemen. Let the fun begin. That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this content as much as I enjoyed presenting it, as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you in the next.